And already the energies anchored, waiting, surrounding, expanding, moving, for the very thought, the very intention, the very thought and willingness to be here in this eternal now. It is the devotion and the love of the divine. It is the striving forth, the trying, the moving forward in spite of challenges, worries, concerns, and doubts. It is in this sacred moment, indeed holy and precious, that the inner tabernacle comes and shines forth. It is the inner guidance, the inner light, the inner spirit that resides deep within the inner heart, the compassionate heart, the loving heart, unconditional. It is the spark of the divine that each and every one holds, that is eternal, that is majestic, that is expansive and massive in a great and grand creation upon creations upon creations, with one grand cosmic entanglement of the heart of God. In this compassion and in this one unconditional love that is ever giving, ever loving, ever creating, ever moving, ever transitioning, ever transforming, that all creations are a part of. And it is in this upper stratosphere, a great in-breath of the divine, calling back, calling home, coming forward into the unification, singularity, the oneness of this divine and sacred fire of love. It is that sacred fire of love, beloveds, that you hold within the tabernacle, within your own physical bodies, mental and emotional. For indeed, there is the macro and the micro at the same time. And as you are expansive and boundless in the higher parts of yourself, so too you are centered and direct in a unit of expression in the reality that you find yourselves, a reality bite of many reality bites. But it is in this one where we gather together in this perfect time, in this moment of great grace, great peace, and great holiness. And what comes forward here is the great angelics. The great angelics have come. They come with their compassion and love, their understanding. But indeed, they are the great messengers of the divine. And they bring into the remembrance the cosmic memory of who and what you are. And they come with this comforting, wrapping us with their love. An affirmation, a complete and powerful anchoring of the love that resides throughout the cosmos, all now coming together, focused on you. Because, beloveds, it is because of your capacity to hold love so profound, so eternal, and so powerful that yes, you have come into the reality bite that you find yourselves in. Purposeful and intentional, because there have been choices And yes, choices are on the many higher levels too. For the idea of freedom rings clear throughout the multi-levels in the multiverse. And in this freedom of choice, we say to each and every one of you, you have chosen to be chosen to come and do this mighty work, to bring in the frequency of a consciousness planet where the life forms have forgotten, have been cut off from the divine sacred source, and thereby lost in the glamour, lost in the matrix. And yes, indeed, that glamour, that matrix, the world of Maya can seem extremely real for those that are caught up in it. And indeed, those who have come as yourself to come and to serve has gotten caught into Maya so thick that they too have forgotten. And so there is the need of those who hold the memory of the higher light worlds, that hold the memory of the Shambhala worlds, that hold the memory of the paradise worlds. And even as it is in glimpses, sensing, knowing, glitches of inspiration, a soul pulse, a dream, a feeling, sensing, a knowing. Perhaps not able to put exactly pinpoint just what it is, but you know it is. It is. And no matter the lifetimes after lifetimes, the struggles and the sacrifice because of this boundless love that you hold to serve God, to serve the divine, to serve others, so strong, so potent, it brings you to this moment to where you find yourselves in the octave to receive the very high micro cosmic emanations of the higher Azuluth worlds coming from the highest source, emanating now through frequency bands, coming into the great angelic realm that holds a circle of light around each and every one. For it is with the great compassionate heart and the higher service of mercy. It is in the higher frequency of the frequency of mercy. And in the frequency of mercy, which holds its place in unconditional love, mercy, transcending karmic bonds, mercy, part of and intricately intertwined with the love of the divine. And with that mercy comes divine sacred grace. Divine sacred grace. And we say to you, beloveds, these are frequencies that you know intimately. And you draw upon these frequencies as the angelics now move in to bring forth once again mercy and grace. For indeed, beloveds, it is these frequencies that have brought you into this reality bite upon this planet. For all the myriads of things that you do in the higher parts of yourselves. But this, we would say to you, is the most challenging of all. To come into a frequency of a fallen, from the very absolute worlds to the paradise worlds, to the Shambhala worlds, and indeed into a fallen world. Be assured, beloveds, as you hear these words and our words and frequencies that we send to you, it is the strongest of souls that volunteer, because they come knowing they risk full forgetfulness and the mire they must go through to reconnect and align and move back into the higher frequencies of ascension. Indeed, many must go down to the very depths to rise again. And many have gone through the fire of baptism. Many have gone many times because their love, which includes mercy and grace, is that strong. And so we say to you, beloveds, we hold the frequency now of mercy and grace. And we bring this mercy and grace into a world where the various kingdoms have fallen asleep. And indeed, the kingdom of the Adam Kadmon, the divine human, that kingdom to be the caretaker of the sacred earth. And so in that fall, in that forgetfulness, in the world of Maya, are the children of the earth, the children of light who have not forgotten. And they come together and in their own ways, as the each one holds an angel and angels that are at their beck and call, reminding them that there is divine intervention, there is divine assistance. And so the prayers become more powerful. The heart's dreaming becomes more real. And on that long journey, you are loved and supported in the higher parts of yourselves, but yet that part that is in the world of Maya has been cut off for so long. But now, beloveds, it is with great joy and triumphance that the children of the light have begun to walk their path of mastery, as the masters have come before them and have made the way for the ascension. And it is the children of the light upon the earth, those that move forward in spite of, that become more powerful, more aware, more anchored in the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love, that brings in the mercy and grace to those life forms so in need, who have forgotten and who are lost. For all those who are suffering, beloveds, let us come together and hold the divine sacred frequency of mercy. As the angels now implore you to work with them, for indeed you are the closest to the frequency of the earth, and thereby closest to the suffering that takes place. There are those that are lost in the quagmire of Maya. There are those that are in fear, and there are those who suffer physical, mental, and emotionally. And yes, beloveds, we are now going to start to work. We're going to work together. We're going to work together to give relief, help, and hope. For as you rise, we must assist those so they can rise too. And now there's so many that are in the depths of darkness. It requires the children of light to hold mercy and grace and to assist. Align now, beloveds, and bring into your consciousness the great avatars, but indeed the one that's known as the Christos, Yeshua, Jesus, who came from the office of the Christ, the order of Melchizedek, who came on the mission of mercy. We now, with each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath, as the holy tabernacle is open within us, as we are connected to the light of God in the higher heavens, in the higher absolute worlds, as we now choose to align ourselves with the highest frequency that moves in through the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love. We align now with the divine Christ consciousness, cosmic Christ, cosmic Maitreya, and hold the frequency of mercy. Sense, feel, and integrate through your intention. The higher heart of compassion brings forth the frequency of mercy. Indeed, think of your own promise, your own collaboration, your own partnerships in the higher worlds that have brought you here. The frequency of mercy has been part of that for your higher heart of compassion, love that now stirs within your chest. You feel the compassion, the higher heart movement. And the higher heart movement is generated by the frequency of mercy. Lord, have mercy. Mercy. In my ignorance, in my miscreations, Lord, have mercy. God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. God, have mercy. God, have mercy. We now hold the frequency as grace flows in holding mercy for this world, holding mercy for those who have forgotten, holding mercy for those who are trapped, holding mercy for those in fear, holding mercy for those who suffer. Expand our hearts, and from our hearts, as we align with the higher tabernacle of light, into our tabernacle of light, into the higher heart, we send the rays now of pink, green, and yellow. 3 rays holding the frequency of mercy, flowing through the undulating waveforms of grace and unconditional love. And a great kaleidoscope and geometries begin to form as the energy of mercy embedded into unconditional love begins to form and take place with the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten, triggering those of the family of light to hold the platform of sacred mercy. And we see the trifold flame of the pink, the green, and the yellow moving throughout the atmosphere of the earth, moving organically, interweaving, knowing its consciousness and where to go and how to go and where to land, where to integrate, where to process. And it moves from the atmosphere as the children of light and the myriad of radiant ones and the angelics hold this platform of healing and grace and balance and peace. You see the colors moving in and across the continents of the world, touching the land, and it moves among the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the animal kingdom, and the human kingdom. It moves upon the surface of the earth, and it moves in and through the body, through the caverns and taverns, through the different civilizations and consciousness within the inner earth, around the earth, going into the core of the angelics that hold the crystal kingdoms of the planet. It is saturated with the love of mercy in the colors of pink, green, and yellow. For it is illuminating, it is healing, and it is loving. That all darkness, all blockages, all miscreations, all lower thought forms are now impacted, touched by this divine grace that comes as mercy. We hold the energy by our intention and by the higher heart. And as we hold this frequency of light, the angelics move within this frequency band, working together collaboratively. There's a great joy that the children of light upon the earth, those that hold the very DNA, those that hold the codes of the earth, now in full consciousness, work with the angelics, work with the masters of light to do this great work of ascension. We send mercy throughout the world in all life forms, in all expressions, on all levels. And we take these few moments here now to simply hold a space, beloveds. Hold the space for the angelics to do their work, to weave what we have woven, to bring into manifestation the prayers and the heart's dreaming of so many, to bring into manifestation and to rise for those who pray for peace, who pray for healing, who pray for love. Hold this sacred space. And as you hold this sacred space, know that these three flames and rays move in and through you, physical, mental, and emotional. Within your physical, mental, and emotional bodies, as you hold this sacred space for the world, there are those that hold this sacred space for you. And you see the same interweaving of the pink, the green, and yellow rays moving in through you individually and collectively, clearing any debris blockages, miscreations, bringing in a new gematria, a new higher geometry, connecting with the higher frequencies of light, even as you walk a physical, mental, and emotional world. And you see these three flames creating a gematria, a geometry that is uniquely yours. And so your heartstrings become alive, enlivened, and anchored. And as you hold this within yourselves, you hold it for the world. As you hold it for the world, others come with this frequency of love, mercy, and grace. And it expands and expands, and beloved, no longer contained within and around the earth, but way beyond the earth, into the great sun of Helios Vesta, into the solar system and all the celestial bodies that move and evolve and revolve around the great sun. And this great mercy, this grace that flows in unconditional love cannot be contained and continues to move out into the cosmos. Hold the frequency, hold the space. Breathe with intention. And now we bring our intention and attention to the human kingdom. And we put our intention and our focus to individuals, neighborhoods, communities. You see the rays of pink, green, and yellow, illumination, healing, and love. A few more moments as the energy continues to flow, as the angels and the angelics and the radiant ones work to expand and to anchor this grace. And now we intend that this work continues when we go to sleep. We intend to remember this experience, that it works within our own physical, mental, and emotional bodies, even as we hold it for the world and beyond. That we stay in the frequency of mercy, of grace, and unconditional love. The days, weeks, and months, and years to come, that it only increases within us and around us. And now the time of the return comes. And as such, we take a moment and observe our earth, the sacred mother, from the perspective of space, and see once again the rays of pink, green, and yellow surrounding her completely. We leave that impression as we begin to draw in our electromagnetic field, and all the radiant ones begin to draw in their electromagnetic field. So we can intend to be back and anchored in our physical, mental, and emotional bodies fully and completely, as the work will continue. And on the count of 3, we will intend to be back, awake, alert, and totally grounded. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3, we are back, awake, we are alert, and we are grounded.